Hey gang, Greg Osborne, the Dry Air Guy. Today's video is about 90% of the compressor systems across America. Small systems from 5 to 10 horsepower. This video will discuss the best practice for removing moisture from these small systems. I hope you enjoy the video. All right, we're going to start out by following along in this drawing that I've got listed on my screen for you. Notice my cursor moving around. I'm going to drop the screen down to the bottom right hand corner of this view. And notice that we've got an air compressor down in the bottom right hand corner. I'm saying that this could be 5 to 10 horsepower reciprocating compressor. Notice at the bottom of the tank we've got a automatic drain valve. You want to always have an automatic drain valve on the bottom of your tank. You need to have a drain valve to stop any moisture from collecting in the bottom of that tank. The more moisture that collects in the bottom of the tank, what that does is it causes rust and scale to develop, and then that scale will go down and infiltrate your system and ruin it. The next thing that you've got coming out of the tank, you've got a ball valve. Very important that you have a ball valve so you can isolate the system, hold air inside of your tank. Now, leaving the ball valve, you come to a flexible hose. A flexible hose would be something rated for at least 250 psi, and then that would flex over to the wall, and its purpose is to take away the vibration from the compressor from transferring into the piping that is mounted to the wall, which would be this blue aluminum piping here. Now I'm going to raise that up and notice the configuration here. As we go up on the wall, we're going to mount this in brackets that stand about 1 inch off the wall. And we've got a little zigzag pattern here. And what this will do is allow enough time for the air to be in that pipe to cool down, and for every 20-degree temperature drop in compressed air, 50% of the air mist will condense to water and can be effectively removed out of the drain valve systems. That's how it's going to happen here. So the air and the water is going to go up through the system. It's going to condense it. That water is going to run down like this. The first thing that we come to is this 1/2 inch MPT magnetic Y strainer. And what happens is right here is a removal port, so you can turn this ball valve off right here. And when that ball valve is off, you can open the petcock on this drain right here. That'll drain that system down. And then you can unscrew right here the knurled end of this Y strainer and pull out a stainless steel cylinder mesh out of the end of that Y strainer and clean out any rust that's collected in there. There's also a magnet in there that holds it in position. And then what this is going to do is protect this drain valve from ever getting rust in it, so it will always drain properly. Next, the water is going to run down through. It'll lift the float up, create a gap in the seat in this drain valve, and then the water is going to trickle out the bottom in this fashion. Now, the air is going to move from right to left. We're going to go through this valve into our first stage element, which is a water separator, stainless steel mesh. And it's got a lot of surface area in that stainless steel mesh. And what will happen is any moisture that's still in that airstream is going to attach to that stainless steel mesh, form large droplets, and then those droplets, as they get heavier and heavier, will drop to the bottom. And then we've got another automatic float drain down here, part number N32-95-979. This float drain will create a gap in the seat as the float lifts up. Then that water is going to run straight out of the bottom, drain right out. Then the air is going to progress on to the coalescing filter in the second stage here. And that coalescing filter is going to remove oil down to 0.01 microns. Now when the compressed air gets through the coalescing filter, we have another ball valve. And between this ball valve and this ball valve here are used to isolate these filters so that you can change these filters while your entire system is still running. You just close this valve off and this valve off, and then take this valve and open it up so it's pointing this way here like this. I'll just put it in that system. So that would be an open position, and this would be a closed position, and this would be a closed position now. So that's how it would look if you were in the bypass mode. As you can see right here is the bypass. Okay, but normal operating would not be this way. You'd be running through the filters and then out to the shop. This particular filter set is a mainline filter set. So this first stage, the stainless steel mesh, has a very, very low pressure drop. And then the second stage is a coalescing filter, 0.01 micron, to remove any oil from the system. Now that air can move out into the system and then can distribute to different branch circuits or into a loop system. And it can be used for various things throughout your plant. That's what I wanted to share with you today. This is the best system for doing that. As you notice, this air compressor, it does not have an aftercooler on it. So we had to make a do-it-yourself aftercooler by installing the blue aluminum pipe after it. Typical discharge temperature from the compressor is 160 to 180 degrees. Now with an aftercooler, the temperature would be reduced from that 160 to 180 down to within 25 degrees of ambient temperature. But most compressors out in the field do not have an aftercooler on the compressor itself. So I show this piping to let people know that they have to cool the air down. If you don't cool the air down at least 20 degrees, you're not going to get rid of enough moisture before you head out into the shop. So that first step of temperature reduction is going to drop at least 20 degrees. That's going to get moisture out at the TD5 drain here, and then it's going to get a little bit more moisture out at the EX portion of this EX204B combination. That's where we're at with that, and look forward to talking to you in the next video. Take care.